I'm running for House District 53 against the incumbent Mel Brown or whoever the Republican convention puts up against me. A little bit about myself first. I've lived in 7 different states, 3 foreign countries. I've worked extensively in about a dozen others. I'm a Utahn by choice. Almost not, though. I've been traveling here since about 1994 or 5. I was usually here when the legislature was in session. And if there was one thing that almost discouraged me from moving to Utah, it was the antics of the state legislature that I've been watching now for 15 years. Since I moved here full-time, it's gotten even more of my attention. Our legislature is led by a group of people who are power-hungry and corrupt. I'm not going to mince my words. We have an ethics initiative out there right now that looks like it may not get on the ballot, unfortunately. But if you look at the campaign finance rules in this state versus other states, it's like night and day. Our candidates can raise unlimited amounts of money from any corporation or person, and until a very recent change in the law, they can spend it any way they want to. In other states, that's known as bribery. Now, I've lived in 7 other states, and I've watched people go to jail for those activities. Rod Blagojevich, if he was governor of Utah, wouldn't be in any trouble now. On the other hand, Gary Herbert had taken $10,000 like he did from the coal companies and expedited their strip mining operation next to Bryce Canyon National Park. He'd be going to jail right now. The legislature permits this, and it's one of the things that really disturbs me about the legislature. My vision of the legislature is a legislature that actually takes care of the people's business rather than sending one after another message bill. It's going to cost us millions of dollars this year while short-changing the needs of our state, particularly in education. There are an unbelievable number of things that the legislature disappoints me about, but I'm going to just concentrate my campaign primarily on 2 issues: education and rural economic development. We are now the lowest, we have been the lowest state in the U.S. for per pupil funding for a long number of years, and we're getting worse. The state legislature did nothing about it this year. They passed message bills, spent millions to challenge the federal government, but not enough money on education. We need to come up with a comprehensive plan for public education. We need to decide what we want to do for our children. Do we want to have highly qualified graduates, or do we want to graduate a larger and larger percentage of our students that are not qualified? We need to figure out how we're going to fund this. The legislature defunded education over the last couple of years. We've got to set our priorities. How do we want to pay for it? There are other tax sources. There are also other priorities we can set within our state government. As I said, I've lived in 7 different states. And you know what? Our roads are pretty good here. Maybe a little less money on roads, a little more money for education. We have to make difficult decisions. But our legislature is unwilling to do that. Their only mantra is no new taxes or lower taxes. The other issue I want to talk about is rural economic development. Farmers and ranchers in Utah have been hurting for years. The economic recession we're in now is not new to them. We need to come up with some ways to bring more business to rural Utah. Some of those things have to do with renewable energy. The farm community in this state can make a lot of money in the future from renewable energy if the state government will stop standing in their way. But there's also other things we can do. We need to have some clear plans on bringing new business, new jobs to rural Utah. So those are going to be my 2 major campaign themes. As I said, I've been watching the legislature for years, and finally I decided to kind of be like that old crazy anchorman in the old movie network. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. So I'd like your support in voting for me in House District 53.